Yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. Okay. Sometimes I have to ask myself, Rafi, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? It's late. It's late over here. What the hell are you doing? But, we've got the subjects, we've got the topics, and I've got a little bit of time. So, I simply got to do this. Simply got to do this. It's like what is it? It's like a community service. It's like a service to the community. Let me get this mic centered up so you hear me nice and clearly. Okay, so you are in tune to hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, dependent on your current location. Okay, so you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. What are we on? What are we on? Where's my little scroller? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there it is. What is it? Is it even in the header? Boxing Talk with Rafi? Where the hell is it? Boxing Talk with Rafi 252. That should be at the front or it's at the back. What's going on? What's going on? Can't have that. Let's correct that shiznix right now. Let's get it right, Rafi. Come on. Let's get it right. Okay, let's cut that. And paste that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So let's tidy that up. Let's get rid of that little error. And get the spacing right. Okay. Save and show. Save and show. Okay. I think we're in good shape. We are in good shape. So let me drop this link. Let me drop this link in the chat. And remember, folks, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So, let's see. That's in there. Let me do the sound check while we're here. So, okay, sound check is good. Let's pin this. And there we are. Excellente. Excellente. Okay. So, you're in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi 252. And on the menu tonight, we're looking at the Andreas the Punch Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, which has been set at a price of $49.99. $49.99 to watch Ruiz go in there with the battle-worn humanities in the form of Chris Arreola. I'm only joking, mate. No hard feelings. We're just having a laugh. We're having a laugh. And also, co-main event of the evening, of the night, the morning, wherever you are, afternoon. We're looking at Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin coming up this weekend. Where are we now? We're Wednesday? I think we're Wednesday. What's that, 4 days away? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days away. OMG. Okay, and as well as that, I got some other little tidbits to get through. So let's get into it. And on your way in, feel free to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can stay updated with news and notifications. Okay, and don't be shy about hitting that share button, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter. Okay, so when the notifications fail, Twitter prevails. Okay, so let's do a little quick roll call. See who've got up in the building right about now, and it is the Cal L. Hit that like, share, subscribe to Raphael's Combat Radio. Activate warp drive. Warp drive. Beam us up. Order in the back benches. Okay. Excellent. And then we have the James Jameson, the Iron Kong. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's not forget that White has never won a belt of worth past the British title and will now be on his 6th pay-per-view. If White Rivas was PPV, the former unified heavyweight champ versus Arreola should be 2. What the hell kind of logic, cockamamie logic is that? What the hell kind of cockamamie logic is that, Jakov? Okay, well, I'm glad you posted it up. It's a good talking point. Definitely going to get into that. Interesting. It's interesting. Okay, so what's going on here? James Jameson says about 70 pound. Hope it does 10K buys. Well, the $49, how does that translate into pounds? $49, what would that be? Because that would be like what, 45 pounds, 46 pounds? Because remember, you get more dollars for the pound. So I reckon that's about 45 pounds, 46 pounds. Would you want to pay 46 pounds to see Arreola versus Ruiz versus Arreola? I doubt it. That price is a KO in and of itself. That's about 45 pounds. It's about 45 pounds. 36 quid. Still too much. Yeah, way too much. Way too much. Okay. That's about 45. I reckon it's about 45. Okay, so where are we? Where aren't we? Let's get into the article, then we'll come back and discuss some of the talking points. Jakov Gospic made a very interesting post. Very interesting post, very interesting point. Okay, but first things first, let me share the article with you. Let's bring this up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so how's this showing up on your screen? Okay, let's make this just a tad bigger. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the article. Okay, so Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, Fox Sports PPV officially announced for May the 1st. And OMG, something I forgot to do. How rude of me. Allow me to copy and paste the title right about now. And what the hell's going on here? And let's share this. Let's share this with the secret society. Get the word out there in case any of the guys may want to jump on. So let's share this in real time. What's going on here? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There it is. And let's post that up in a couple of locations. Boom. And let's go again. What's this here? Boom. Let's do a couple more spots. What's this here? Okay, let's go over here. Boom. And yeah, let's do my little neck of the woods. Okay, so there we have successfully shared. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's get into this article. Okay, so where is it? Yeah, so Andrew Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, Fox Sports PPV officially announced for May the 1st. Where is it? Okay, so former unified world champion Andreas the Punch Ruiz will battle it out with Chris the Nightmare. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare having to see him fight again. OMG. Chris the Nightmare Arreola in the main event of an all-Mexican boxing extravaganza on May the 1st. Headlining a Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Okay, so let's have a look what it says here. So the pay-per-view begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, with an undercard stacked from top to bottom with fan-friendly, action-packed matchups. So it says here. As the co-feature, we'll see former world champion Omar Pantiera Figueroa Jr. clash with Abel Ramos in a 12-round welterweight bout. It says here there will be a super welterweight contender, Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fondora, who will take on the hard-hitting Jorge El Dominio Cota in a 12-round battle. And rising welterweight, Jesus Ramos Jr., the nephew of Abel Ramos, duels with the U.S. Olympian Javier El Untouchable Molina for a 10-round of welterweight action. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, it tells you about where you can purchase your tickets, etc., etc., etc. And here is the head piece, the title piece. The Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view is priced at $49.95. I remember covering this piece before, and it said it was going to be reduced. And I asked people, I said, well, isn't it going to be reduced something like $49 or something? I said, no. I said, no, Rafi. Pay-per-view is one price and one price only. $70 standard. Maybe $80 for HD or Super HD, whatever. However you do it over there. I thought everything by now would have been in HD. But apparently not. Okay, so that is the news. That is the word. Both Ruiz and Arreola, Mexican-American heavyweights from Southern California. Been circling each other for a while, etc., etc., etc. So it's kind of like an all-American, all-Mexican card, all Mexican-American, call it what you will. It is the Andy Ruiz versus the Chris Arreola pay-per-view, $49.95. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a swig of the drink and have a look at what's going on in the chat. Okay, Rafi's being a bit naughty. He's actually being a bit indulgent, and I am consuming an ice cold Red Stripe, and it's going down very, very well. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on? What's this? Still worth 15 pounds more than watching White. I don't know what I don't know what Jakov's problem is. How is Ruiz fighting Arreola worth $15 or 15 pounds or whatever? How is that worth more than White versus Povetkin? How is that worth more than White versus Povetkin? White, top contender or top 5, yeah. Povetkin, top 5. Yeah, both of them in the top 6 for sure. So that's a top fight. White versus Povetkin. Don't get it twisted. Check the ballistics. White versus Povetkin is a upper echelon fight. So, you know, this what do you say? This worth more. This Ruiz versus Arreola being worth more than White versus Povetkin. That makes absolutely no sense at all, my dear fellow. No sense whatsoever. Okay, let's have a look what's going on. James Jameson writes, Ruiz should just retire. Go eat Mars bars and fight every 2 years. Well, it's the Snickers. For Ruiz, it's the Snickers. He likes the protein in the peanuts. Okay, let's have a look what's going on. Ruiz under Reynoso will be interesting, but this fight proves nothing. Ruiz under Reynoso. Yeah, Ruiz under Reynoso. I mean, he's looking good. He pulled up his Instagram thing the other night. Where was it? There it was. Still there. Damn, didn't even shut it down. How rude. How rude. Pulled up his Instagram thing the other night. And a lot of people have remarked upon the quads of the punts. The quads of the punts. I think you can see it there, perhaps. Yeah, indeed. There we go. Can't remember what the point was. Anyway, yeah, it's a lesser fight. It's a lesser fight. When you check the rankings of Ruiz and the rankings of Arreola, when you put the two of them together, that's your rankings. Yeah. And then when you put the rankings of your Povetkin, add that to the rankings of White, add them together, and that's your rankings. And I think you'll find that the Ruiz-Arreola fight in terms of rankings is way down there in the toilet, right around the U-bend. That's how deep it is. Okay, so how's that a PPV? Well, damn. Clearly, Ruiz wants to get paid a certain figure. He's got a certain figure in mind. And clearly they couldn't match that figure, but they said, hey, if you want to go on PPV, we can put you on PPV. You know, the risk is yours. Hopefully we break even. OMG. So what's going on here? Ruiz Wallin. Why would Ruiz be going back all the way down to Wallin? I don't know. I don't see the logic in that. Ruiz ain't looking far back for Wallin. He's looking ahead. He wants to get another crack at the title. He wants the winner of Joshua Fury. The Taco Kid versus an OAP. Just say no. What's going on here? Philip Carl Roberts writes, did the article say extravaganza? Yeah, it came out with a lot of superbole and hyperbole, which I, for the most part, hopefully avoided. I tried to avoid them. Hyperbolous statements. What's going on? Yeah, it's nice and cold. Matter of fact, let me just take another sip right now. Don't try this at home, kids. Leave this kind of activity to the grown folk. Don't try this at home. Still going down well. Even today, James Jameson. Tone up in the building. Was I doing a roll call and then forgot? Is that what it was? OMG. Ruiz looking good, no doubt. No doubt about it. Let's check out them quads again. Check out the quads. There we go. Prerequisite. Jakov Gospic. Very funny guy. Funny guy. Reminds me of, you know who Jacob reminds me of? It reminds me of Heinrich Schmitz. Jacob, are you any relation to the Heinrich Schmitz? You come from the same country as the Heinrich Schmitz? Let's have a look what's crack-a-lacking. James Jameson writes, a smart promoter put it on free view in Mexico, build a fan base, then PPV for a better fight. Yeah, that'll be one way to go, for sure. But you know, if Andy is a big star by now, if Andy is a big star, you know, he fought, you got a victory over Joshua. You got a victory over Joshua, and so, you know, theoretically, that should have catapulted him to fame. Well, it did with his numbers, with his social media numbers. Excuse me. He got the Joshua effect. You know, after he fought Joshua, when he was fighting Joshua, coming up to the fight, he got the Joshua effect on the social media. His numbers went up and up and up. And after he beat Joshua, then they kept on climbing at a rapid pace, accelerated pace. So Ruiz's numbers, I would imagine should certainly indicate that he is known. He's known in his ancestral homeland of Mexico, and known with the Mexican Americans. So theoretically, James, he should be PPV ready, theoretically, if we're talking about the Mexican market. Yeah? If that translates to heavyweights, and we've never seen it translate to a heavyweight. Have we ever seen the Mexican market get behind a Mexican heavyweight? Have they had a heavyweight of note that they could have got behind and didn't? So this is a big tester. It's a big tester for Andreas the Ponce Ruiz. So it's going to tell us a lot. It's a reduced rate. This should be the numbers. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Okay, theoretically, so we gonna see. We're gonna see how that works out, how that plays out. Let's have a look. Ruiz and Arreola will not sell much. Another loss for PBC. Well, it's two Mexicans. And so, you know, we're going to be putting that to the test. You know, the Mexicans, we're going to see if the Mexicans can get behind a Mexican heavyweight. This Mexican heavyweight, Andreas the Ponce Ruiz. Okay, so we're going to see. We're going to find out what's going on. The Rasta guys gave the punk rockers a red stripe, and it created ska music. Wow, the good old Jamaican flavor. Dime. There you go. A little bit of history there. James sharing a little bit of a history lesson. Okay. Peanut butter champions. What happened to Heinrich? I think we had Heinrich got a bit fresh. The Rafi got a bit kind of, got down with it. And we haven't seen Heinrich ever again. Heinrich, where are you? Come out to hiding, Heinrich. Heinrich changed his name. I think Heinrich changed his name to the Swedish fighter or something of that nature. And he came back a bit fresh, and then obviously the Rafi got a bit fresh too. And we've not seen Heinrich ever, ever again. Come back, Heinrich. It ain't that serious, bro. It's just a bit of banter, bro. It's just a bit of friendly banter. Don't be a stranger, Heinrich. You know you love the Combat Radio, so come on back. Come on back. OMG. Okay, so we got Matt B up in the building. The legs have to be strong to support that belly. OMG. Got to support that midsection. Got to support the midsection. And in comes the man like the Iron Kong. Iron Kong, how do you do today?
Yeah, Rafi, I cool. You know, just a while ago, come from my mother-in-law's funeral, actually. So I'm coming from some enjoyment tonight. What's up, bro?
It's funny you should say that. First of all, commiserations on the loss. But just bumped into a friend of mine. When was it? It was yesterday. Bumped into him yesterday, and he said the same darn thing. Just come from his mother-in-law's funeral. Life is short, my friend. Life is short. It's up to the individual to make it as sweet as possible.
That it is, Rafi. That it is, Rafi. It was a sad day today, but
yeah,
you know, also very instructive.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
But
yes.
That's how it goes, my brother. What's up? What's up, Rafi? Talk to me, man.
Well, hey, we're over here now. At the Combat Radio. And we're looking at and we're talking about Andreas the Punch Ruiz. Andreas the Punch. Oh, first of all, let me just say, for anybody who missed last night's show, that was Boxing Talk with Rafi 251. I strongly suggest that you check it out at some time. Not now, because we're here now. But it's one of those shows that I listened back the next day, and it was I found it highly entertaining. I'm sure many of you found it highly frustrating. But yeah, I was entertained. But today it's now Boxing Talk with Rafi 252. We got some different topics. We're looking at the PPV for Andreas the Punch Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, which has come in at $49.95 to see Andreas the Punch versus Chris Arreola. And we're asking the question, is it really worth it?
Hey, man, for the low price of $50, for the discounted rate, you could get Andy Ruiz with the nice, powerful legs. You could get Andy Ruiz, the dude who was eating multiple turkeys before the weigh-in for the second Joshua fight. You can get Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican heavyweight champ in the world. You could get Andy Ruiz about to bash up Chris Arreola, who looks excellent being brutalized in HD, for the low price of $50 American dollars. I mean, you can't beat that, Rafi. Come on, support boxing, people.
Support the punts. Support the punts.
The Pons needs to pay for that big property he bought, them lot of cars. I mean, I saw his comments on Michael Benson saying, you know, I took it for granted, had everything. Now I'm back. I want to get my belts back. I'm like, your belts. How do you take it for granted within 6 months? You took it for granted in 6 months?
Took it for granted.
In 6 months.
You just got it. How the hell are you taking it for granted? You just got it. Damn it.
It's crazy, right? He said that he gained 30 pounds after he lost to Josh. I was like, you gained 30 pounds? You gained more pounds? Now he had to lose 30 pounds. I'm like, man, just be glad, not for boxing, just for your health.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not paying no $50 for no damn Ruiz versus no Arreola. PBC got to be crazy.
Mad.
I'm seeing Matchroom doing Dillian White and Povetkin. I'm gonna watch this in the zone for $2.99 American Saturday.
Damn.
You understand
Damn.
me?
Yeah.
I mean, people are announcing fights left, right, and center. And PBC has the gall, the absolute belly to put this on pay-per-view. NASA.
That's crazy. It's crazy to
No,
me. It
man.
really is crazy to me. It really is crazy to me. It was Frank the French up in the building. Says was Heinrich the real Dixon Siders. No, I'm pretty sure that was Pigeon. I'm pretty sure that was Pigeon.
Free the pigeon.
You know, free the pigeon, free the pigeon, free the pigeon. Caught him off guard. He doesn't know we're live.
But right, Rafi.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Pigeon seems to be on something that we used to call here. It was a long time charge called Queen's Pleasure, where they would just lock you in prison with no date and just lock you in prison on Queen's Pleasure until the Queen felt like letting you go. So Pigeon is on Queen's Pleasure.
Damn.
Y'all don't have, that's a very old colony law. It's still on the books, by the way, called Queen's Pleasure.
Damn.
So Pigeon is on Queen's Pleasure for Rafi. Or King's Pleasure, sorry.
King's Pleasure. Now we got what is it? Indeterminate sentences. That's a sentence that's not determined. That's the same thing. It's a sentence that's not determined. When you're gonna come out, who knows?
Whenever.
Yeah, whenever, exactly. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. So basically, I think that what's this? Jacob Gospic, very controversial character. Ruiz would bash up White. You got any? You got any hype? What's the hypothesis? What's the style? Come with the techniques, my man. You can't just say that. You got to come with something. Pigeon was the voice of reason last night. Well, Rafi's the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Ruiz has a lot of food to put on the table. I'm predicting Ruiz Povetkin late this year. Oh, Cristiano Wu comes with the snake punch. You know what I'm saying? It's a snake punch. It's a bit like an uppercut, but it comes from your blind side. You think he's going to go to shake your hand, and he comes with a snake punch right to the solar plex. I'm predicting Ruiz is just telling us that White is going to lose. He's predicting that White is going to lose, and White is on the menu, and we're going to get right into that within the minute. Okay. What's this here? Point of order. Pigeon was on at the same time as Dixon, though. You mean writing? You mean typing? Dixon was typing at the same time. You can type from multiple different devices, my friend. Did you not consider that, James Jameson? Did you not consider that? Let's have some parliamentary procedure, please. Come on. Ruiz has to get in line. He knows Joshua will feed him well. Joshua has turned his life around. Okay, he turned his life around. He took the opportunity, and then it fell apart. We reformed Pigeon. It's the weekend of the one-hit wonders. What has-beens and never was. That's some strong allegations there to fight, Doctor. That's some hella strong allegations there. You're talking about Povetkin, Olympic gold medalist, talking about the has-been and never was. Come on now. Let's have some decorum. Pigeon on parole for good behavior. Absolutely. Ruiz Povetkin would be a fun fight. Ruiz Povetkin. I'll tell you what would be a good fight. Ruiz, what do you call him? Ruiz White would be a fun fight to watch. What's going on? The king of unfounded allegations. Listen to this here. Mr. Delusional, the fight doctor. What do you call him? The bar fight doctor. The delusional bar fight doctor says Rafi is the king of unfounded allegations. Hey, Well, you go and look up the meaning of unfounded and then get back to me. How about that? Okay, Pigeon has at least 100 burner accounts that's a conservative estimate. Such a cheery fellow. Such a cheery fellow. Okay, so we've got through that. Let's stop sharing that. That is the $49.99 that you'll be the PBC think that you are going to spend to watch that fight. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Mexican fan base respond to that fight. It's going to be very, very interesting. Dr. Chicken and Mushroom. Okay. So let's get into the next one. And what is the next one? Let's have a look. Where is it? Uh-oh. Damn. Okay. Which one do I go with first? Keeping safe? No. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one. It's a two-piece. It's a two-piecer. Let's make sure you can see what I can see. Yes, you can. Okay, so Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin keeping safe on the 143 million pound yacht, or super yacht, ahead of the Gibraltar fight. But don't compare the body snatcher to Conor. What do you mean, Conor McGregor? Where's the comparison? Okay, whatever. Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin will find themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place when they meet in their highly anticipated rematch this weekend. Okay, so the first fight took place at the Matchroom HQ in Eddie Hearn's back garden, but they've now swapped that for Gibraltar, dubbed Rumble on the Rock. Okay, the government has even commissioned a commemorative 2-pound coin to celebrate the bout. Okay, so Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin will be on legal tender, a commemorative 2-pound coin. Okay, so we're looking. Interesting shot there. Okay, so what do I want to get to? What do I want to get to here? Okay, that's coming off the plane. Yeah. Hearn has billed the event as Rumble on the Rock. Said the current environment, blah, blah, blah. Traveling to Gibraltar. Oh, and anybody who hasn't checked out the interview, who hasn't checked out my interview with Dillian Whyte's head trainer, head coach, Xavier Miller, did the interview on Sunday. Sunday, a couple of days back. And if you have not checked that interview out, then feel free to do so at some point in the future. Okay, so just go into Rafi's back catalog, go into the channel, go into the videos, scroll back, and boom, boom, boom. That's what you'll see. Okay, Povetkin has landed. Okay. The yacht. Okay, so Whyte and Povetkin will be staying in a 143 million pound super yacht. Ahead of the fight, it stretches 465 feet and is 7 stories high, making it one of the biggest yachts on the planet. Okay, what's the difference between a ship and a yacht? Looks more like a ship. Okay. Oh, that's the hotel. What the hell's going on? One of the biggest. Oh, the hotel is the yacht. That is the yacht. Yeah, that's what I thought. Looks like a ship. What's the difference between a ship and a yacht? Okay. Very, very large, imposing beast. Okay. Okay, damn. Looks kind of 70s. Decor looks kind of 70s to me. It's kind of 70s. Kind of Jason King. I know James Jameson. I know you remember Jason King. Don't pretend like you don't. Okay, it's got a bit of a gym. What's this? Fitness first? Live fitness gym. Okay, that should keep him ticking over. A running machine. Gibraltar. Rumble on the Rock. Okay. That is Gibraltar, ladies and gentlemen. That is Gibraltar. Okay. Waters look nice and clear. Always a nice sign. Okay, so what's this now? Is that it? That's it. Okay. So that's what's going down. And now let's get to the main piece. That was just the warm-up piece. Let me get rid of that. Where is it? Boom. Okay. Kind of scared myself then. I thought I pressed the wrong button. And now let's get to the main piece on the Dillian White thing. Where are we? I've got way too many windows open. Way too many windows open. Okay. So hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yes, yes, yes. What was that? Okay, there we are. Okay, so this is the main piece that we're looking at. Okay, so Dillian White says the WBC better acknowledge me as mandatory after I win the Povetkin rematch. Okay, maximum violence. Okay, so Dillian White won't hold his breath, awaiting a shot at the WBC heavyweight title if he wins the rematch against Alexander Povetkin this Saturday night. Let's get this up one notch. There we go. Okay, so White would at least expect to be reinstated as the WBC mandatory challenge. However, if he avenges his 5th round knockout defeat to Povetkin, White believes he was the WBC's mandatory challenger for more than 2.5 years before Povetkin upset him 7 months ago. Yet he never received a shot at Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. Okay, even if the WBC were to implement White as its mandatory challenger again, he'd likely have to wait for quite some time before he would get a title shot. Fury and Anthony Joshua appear headed towards back-to-back title unification fights, which could keep the WBC, IBF, IBO, WBA, WBO belts tied up for more than a year. They better acknowledge it, White said during a virtual conference on Tuesday. I've waited long enough, The mandatory situation is still going on. Me and Povetkin is in the contract. It's not like I've lost to someone and then no. It's still a contract. So the mandatory position is just on hold at the minute. So the winner of this fight should just be mandatory and should be in line for the title fight next. Hopefully, I don't have to wait 1,000 days again or whatever it was. Okay, interim belt. Okay, so he goes on to say the interim belt is a good thing because it's just like a WBA regular world title, White said. It's the equivalent of the same title, the WBA one, at heavyweight. You understand? It's the equivalent of the same title Klitschko once held. I think it's a good title, and it's a belt that gives you the trinkets. You hold your place in the rankings. Obviously, we all know boxing. Boxing is a shady sport. You can be mandatory, you can be number one, and you can do whatever. pay all the sanctioning fees, and still don't get a title shot. Because if you're dangerous, you are dangerous. Okay, and yeah, that's the general gist of that. What does Tuffy say? What does Tuffy say? Tuffy said, for all those saying that the interim champion shouldn't be mandatory, then who should? If they're going to call a mandatory, shouldn't it be their interim champion? Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that. I agree with that. And what's the last paragraph? What does it say? Forget about that. Forget about that. What's the last paragraph? Well, it is ranked number 1 by the WBC, 5 spots ahead of 6th rank White. Well, it is ranked number 1 by the WBC. Okay. So, right, the WBC better acknowledge me as mandatory after I win the Povetkin rematch. So what's your take on that? What's your take on that, Iron Kong? What's your take on that? What's your feeling? What's your feeling
Well,
on it?
I think I don't know if you were on with me, but we were talking about this whole situation and with the WBC when Suleiman was asked about Wilder, he was like, "Oh, I think it's a great fight to determine the next mandatory." I was like, typical Mauricio Suleiman, right?
Typical.
Always finding a way to put something else in front of Dillian White. How is it that all of a sudden, even if he beats Povetkin and becomes interim champion, he still has to fight somebody else to become a mandatory? How is it possible that this man, Mauricio Suleiman, could find ways to have Dominic Brazil, have skip Dillian White from number 4, have skip Dillian White, who was number 1, to become mandatory? How did he get? How did he take Luis Ortiz off of a drug ban that the WBA and WBC enforced? Right, drop the ban, from the WBC side. The WBA still upheld the ban to allow Luis Ortiz to fight Deontay Wilder. How is it possible that Dillian White could be number 1 for all them times, but then he still turns around and makes Tyson Fury mandatory to quote unquote ensure the second fight happens when he didn't need to make Tyson Fury mandatory? How did Tyson Fury hop skip Dillian White to become mandatory? How? The first fight was a draw. Shouldn't then Deontay Wilder be forced to fight Dillian White's number 1 mandatory? How did Tyson Fury become mandatory? We don't know, right? It's just a bunch of nonsense by the WBC. Dillian White is right. If he wins this fight, he should be the mandatory. Don't tell him you still have to fight somebody else to become mandatory. Then it just basically means you do not want Dillian White as a mandatory for whatever reason. And it's just sick. I think Dillian White has every reason to try and take this to legal action, because Mauricio Suleiman said the WBC rankings are by merit, right? When it's by merit, Dillian White, I'm quite sure, has earned his shot. You understand? You got Luis Ortiz at number 3 still. What's the merit of Luis Ortiz being number 3? What's the merit?
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? So if Dillian White wins the fight, he should be the mandatory. What's the point being interim champ? Interim to what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting, man. Whatever.
It's ludicrous. It's outrageous. It's preposterous. It's just downright outrageous.
White needs to worry about his fight, though. Worry about winning this fight. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's overlooking Povetkin, Iron Kong.
Well, he better not. He goes to sleep again. But I think he should boss this fight and win this fight. I said it before. He was bossing the first fight. He fell asleep and he got caught with something hot. So I think he'll understand to be more conservative and understand not to play around with Povetkin. I keep telling people who was doubting Povetkin before the first fight, did you see what Povetkin did to Anthony Joshua? He busted him up, had him roughed up for a little while until Joshua finally kind of figured him out. Povetkin slowed down a bit and Joshua stopped it. Well, this is a very good fighter. This is a boxer. Right? So, but everything points in Dillian White's favor to me. He's a younger man. Povetkin had COVID, which is a respiratory disease.
Mm.
He's what, 41 soon, I think.
Mm.
Dillian White has had enough time to recover, brought in more
Yeah.
people to his camp. So I don't see any reason why Dillian White should not win this fight. If he does not win this fight, well, you know.
If he does not win this fight, then it's highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate. You know, life. You know, once when I was a college professor said to me, said to the Rafi, the younger Rafi, he said, play the game, Raf. Play the game. Now, I didn't know what he meant. Nobody had ever said that to me before. Nobody had ever introduced me to the concept of play the game. And for me, for one, I have a controversial view on Dillian White fighting Povetkin in the first place. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. Dillian White had already been made mandatory. Was already next in line. Number one, mandatory. The clock was ticking. He had to get his shot by, I think it was February of this year, something like that. And he took on Povetkin. Now, some call that great. That's great. He's got the shot. He's got where he wants to be, but he's taking on a dangerous opponent. That's great. But you know what Rafi said? You know what? How the Rafi felt? The Rafi felt that, my friend, you are taking on an unnecessary risk right about now. You're taking on a risk that you don't have to take. You know what the Rafi would have said to Dillian White? The Rafi in the selection of an opponent, when he was looking, you know, he selected Povetkin. You know what the Rafi would have done? The Rafi would have said, pick one of Wilder's, because that's the guy who was aiming for. That's the guy who had the belt at the time. Pick one of Wilder's. Pick one of Wilder's leftovers.
Yeah.
Take one of Wilder's leftovers. Why the hell are you going for a top of the totem pole guy? Why are you doing that when you're already guaranteed your shot now? Why are you doing that? Yeah, I know there's a contingent who will say, well, yeah, he's daring to be great and all of this shiznix, but there's a time and there's a place for everything. And to me, it was a time for a safe, cautious fight. A safe, cautious option. You're there. You're at the mountaintop. You're almost at the mountaintop. Now, why take an unnecessary risk? Why not win the belt and then have Povetkin as your first challenger if you want him so much? Why not do it that way? Why make things hard for yourself at that particular juncture, at that particular moment in time? There's a time for everything. There's a time and a place for everything. And right at that particular moment in time, I thought it was a time for a safe option. Why go for one of the most dangerous men in the division at that particular time?
Hey, Rafi, I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem, Carl. Why go for that particular option at that particular time? I question the prudence. I question the prudence in Dillian White in making that selection. There's a time and a place for everything. Play the game. Play the game. Okay. So let's go into the chat. Let's have a little looky. See what's going down. What's this here? White needs composure. I was upset after Povetkin KO'd him. PCR is correct. White is a warrior. I feel he will get his just rewards. Yeah, well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. White should have fought Cephas Fury and Pianetta. It's how Fury got the title shot. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Should have played it safe. Gotta get some oil on this damn squeaky chair. Should have played it safe. The WBC are more corrupt than the 50s mafia. The FBI should investigate. No joke. Real talk. Real talk. WBC is joke business. No doubt about it. Well, they've shown and proved it. They've shown and proved it by their actions. Sasha, recovering from harsh COVID, lung capacity was down to 70%. That will be interesting. I hope you're not trying to diminish any victory that Dillian White may have on Saturday. I hope you're not trying to diminish that. Looks like you're trying to diminish that. So he claims. Yeah. the hate doctor says White probably gets stuffed again. He loves that role, doesn't he? He relishes the role of the hate bar fight doctor. Oh dear. Yeah, good point. Robert O'Donoghue. People that dislike White aren't real boxing fans. He's what boxing is all about. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you want to bet, doctor? Talk is cheap. True that. What's going on? Okay, I've lost my place. Let's find it back. But we can do this. We can do it, Rafi. We can do it. POV might come out swinging, or the POV might come out swinging, knowing he don't have a gas tank for the later rounds. Interesting. Let's have a look. Jacob Gospic, a lot of people think he was juicing. He was juicy. There has been no confirmation that he actually had COVID. OMG. White's team have asked for paperwork, etc., to prove that he was actually ill. OMG. Is the fight doctor okay? Can we have someone do a welfare check on the fight doctor? Is the fight doctor okay? Has he fainted again? OMG. Come on, Rafi. Most of Wilder's leftovers are currently in situ working at Walmart. OMG. Okay. What we got here? The doctor is just trolling. He don't believe a word he says. Okay. The fight doctor knows Wilder ducked White for career high money. And let's say hello to Simp. Hello, Simp. How are you? How are you, Simp? Hope you're having a good day. Marvelous. Okay. So, where are we at? Where are we at? I think this is it. I think that was that. that was that. This is it, and that was that. Nice, quick, short one. Get a couple of topics out there. Shoot them off. Shoot them off. Simp is trolling as me. Is he? Ah, okay. Block Simp, please. OMG. Okay, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. We'll put that up for review. Put that up for review. What the hell is going on in the chat? We have dissent in the ranks. What the hell is going on? This is dissent. This is madness. This is madness. It's complete and utter madness. Okay. So, order has been regained. We have regained order. Okay. Don't forget to say prayers. Oh, yeah, you say, yeah, yo, you're praying for a repeat. Okay. Okay, Gospic. Jakov Gospic. Okay, folks. It was a nice quick one. We got the information out there. Hope you enjoyed it. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribes. The comments. It's the shares. It's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. What have I done? Well, what's harsh on Pigeon? Hold on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, everything appears to be in order. Okay. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.